First of all, I want to thank EAPI for inviting me here. Sometimes I wondered, what do I have to do with construction and property and invest? So I said, let me come in, because the key issue was to talk about tourism. And I can tell you, I've just come back from the World Tourism and Travel Council in Buenos Aires, and there, the chairman of the WTTC mentioned to us and said, these are the golden ages for tourism. So it's doing very well. 1.3 billion people are traveling. That's huge. By 2030, there'll be 1.8 billion people traveling. And definitely, there's growth all over, but a bigger growth is in Africa. Worldwide growth is 4.5%, but in Africa it's 8% in terms of tourism. So there is opportunity and scope in Africa. Our most difficult year was 2017, which we find to have achieved very well. 1.475 million people arriving into Kenya, almost a 10% growth from the previous year. And we had 6 months of a prolonged noise-making in the name of democracy and elections. And we managed to be resilient. A lot of people came to Kenya despite the challenges and the perceptions that were there. And we did a survey in 2015. What are the perceptions of travelers coming to Kenya? The first image about Africa and Kenya is about insecurity. It's about Ebola, diseases, corruption, bad governance, no roads, all the bad things that somebody can imagine. But when a traveler comes into the country and leaves, we did a survey, and that survey shows it was beautiful, excellent, brilliant, authentic, natural, fantastic, all the good words you can imagine. That is the experience of the traveler from Kenya. We estimate by end of this year, we should have 1.7 million arrivals coming into Kenya. The trends have changed. The trends of 20 years ago are not the same as today, because of evolution of technology, evolution of the target clientele that have come, the millennials, who their demands and the requirements are different. And that's why we have seen fresh, chic, stylish, innovative properties coming into Nairobi. And by 2021, we will have almost 10,000 beds in total in Nairobi. For me, I'm a bit worried, because if we're concentrating everything in Nairobi and we don't do enough to make sure we have the numbers to feed these beds, then we'll have a problem. And I can tell you, despite we want affordable accommodation, we don't want you to lose money. We want you to make money. We want you to get a value for your properties and for your services. But until we invest into making sure that Nairobi is a buzzing city, Nairobi is not a transit city anymore. It's a city that is a destination by itself. And it has earned its reputation already through the journals, from how a party city is, how vibrant it is, the restaurants are working, you have all sorts of cuisines in this city. Things are working. So these are the new things, and I want to appreciate the new players who have come in, that they brought this fresh and innovative way. The president has just appointed a team to look at Nairobi, and we call it the regeneration of Nairobi. So I have been appointed representing the national government on behalf of His Excellency the President, and Governor Sonko on behalf of the county. So we want to build the synergies together and look at what can we do to make Nairobi work. The Nairobi River, that as I'm talking today, is being worked on. Westlands where it's an entertainment district. How do we make it work? Making sure there's security, the pavements are walkable, they can walk on them, there are flower beds, there are lighting, all those kiosks that harbor maybe insecurity are removed. That is what we want to do. The street lighting in Nairobi are working, the pavements are working, the lawns and the flower beds are put in place. But we don't want only to concentrate where the elite are. We want to make sure also the people of Nairobi benefit. So even Eastlands, if Westlands can receive clean water and there is lighting and there are roads, can we also replicate Eastlands, where a majority of our population are, that they have the same?